A Fox News alert. We begin tonight with what is a massive, huge mystery out of our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., that is literally, as we speak, reaching a fever pitch. Now, just who is the hearsay non-whistleblower, whistleblower? Now, tonight, real clear, investigations. Paul Sperry, he is reporting the details of this person's identity. Let me be upfront and be very, very clear. Line of demarcation. There are things tonight that are so scary that we can report. We will identify them. We cannot independently confirm Sperry's report. We will not go with the name of the identified person unless we have final confirmation. I can confirm to you, after making numerous calls in the last hour, this is the individual that has been most talked about in Washington as the whistleblower. And if Sperry is correct, if he turns out to be correct in what he is reporting tonight, we are looking at a scandal of monumental proportion in this country. One way or the other, what we're watching is this speeding up process of this impeachment witch hunt. With what we know, I can tell you tonight, we cannot continue until questions are answered. Republicans tonight must now demand answers before anything moves forward. They must demand to know if, in fact, the whistleblower was a deep state operative. They need to demand to know now. We do know there was contact with the corrupt and cowardly and compromised congenital liar Adam Schiff's office. We need to know what that contact is, every bit of that contact. We need to demand to know if this person, in fact, whoever the non-whistleblower, hearsay whistleblower is, did they abuse their power, their position at the Central Intelligence Agency? We need to know now if, in fact, this person was working on a major political agenda supporting a Democratic candidate, because we know there was the support of a candidate from the IG, which we'll get to. We need to demand to know tonight the relationship and the contact with his former boss, and that would be Brennan. Yeah, his name comes up a lot, doesn't it? The whole thing, what we know, stinks to high heaven. We need to know if the tools of our intelligence community were once again weaponized and turned against the President of the United States of America. We need to know if high-ranking Obama officials were yet again involved in an effort to overturn the will of the people, an election. Now, we cannot, and I want to be clear, confirm Real Clear's report. But what is already being reported is chilling. We need answers, and we need them like yesterday. We need to know the identity of this non-whistleblower, hearsay whistleblower. We need to know if they have an agenda. We need to know if the intel community's inspector general, when he said this hearsay whistleblower favored a political candidate that was a Democrat. What candidate? Was there any contact? We know there was contact with Adam Schiff's office. That makes him a fact witness. That makes him a compromised chairman. He is in no position to lead any effort to impeach anybody except himself. He needs to be investigated. Now, we know that a town that loves to leak has been remarkably quiet on the whistleblower's identity. We know he was mentioned on the floor of the House. We know he was mentioned in these secret Soviet-style impeachment coup hearings. We know that everyone in the media, I can speak from people I know, people at Fake News CNN, at the Area 51, Roswell Rachel Maddow Conspiracy Channel, MSDNC, they know this person's name. It is now clear we need to get to the truth. In other words, we the people, need to know before anything else moves forward. Now, it makes you wonder, why did they want to rush something as important as impeachment? Why no due process for the president? Who is the person that started this entire Ukrainian, what we now know to be a real witch hunt? Because we do know the interpretation that we were given by the corrupt, compromised, cowardly, and congenital liar Adam Schiff was wrong. It was false. We were told that the non-whistleblower, hearsay whistleblower, said quid pro quos took place. But we have the transcript. That transcript exonerates President Trump completely. That transcript revealed these claims were false by, yes, the compromised, corrupt, congenital liar. So we need to know whether this person had, in fact, a political agenda, whether there was collusion with Schiff's office, whether there was collusion with the Democratic presidential candidate they supported. We need to know who that person was friends with. We need to know what contact he had with John Brennan. In other words, we know Brennan, well, he hates Donald Trump, and he's a former CIA director, has a lot of power probably, and a lot of deep state friends still working there. And what about Susan Rice? Her name is mentioned in Sperry's article. What about a relationship with Adam Schiff? Where and when did he meet with people in Schiff's office? What was said? Did Schiff's office recommend hiring a lawyer? Was it a specific lawyer? Did they recommend with the DNC, and they colluded to help Hillary Clinton and interfere in the 2016 elections? That was a Ukrainian court decision. We know the whistleblower, well, used to work with that Ukrainian individual we talked about, but there's more. In Sperry's claims, he says this individual hated Trump, was not shy about sharing those opinions. In fact, according to this Real Clear report, he was previously accused of leaking information to damage President Trump. Does he have an agenda? It's obvious all indications now point to a possibility, a maybe likelihood, of another deep state political hit job. We need to get to the bottom of what we know, though. And what we know is, what was the contact with the corrupt and compromised congenital liar Adam Schiff's office? What was the relationship with Joe Biden and any of the other candidates? What's the relationship with Brennan? He used to be his boss. No wonder Schiff refused to call this guy. Oh, we don't need to talk to him anymore, because he knows Republicans would ask those questions. The reports are true tonight. It's even worse than what we do know. In other words, we know he's not a real whistleblower. We know he's anti-Trump, a deep state bureaucrat. We know he's a hearsay whistleblower. Okay, he's doing this because he hates Donald Trump, and he thinks he knows better than we, the American people. So it's time for the corrupt, compromised, cowardly Adam Schiff, the congenital liar, and his allies to come clean. Republicans must now demand that, and that is the subject of our monologue tonight. It is clear tonight in America that the Democratic Party and the media mob and the deep state, they have been and continue to work hand in hand. They want to fundamentally destroy the very foundation of this great democratic republic. That is now indisputable at this point. After a top-secret trial with no due process, flagrant witness tampering, predetermined outcome, spurred by an apparent partisan deep state operative masquerading as a whistleblower, we know that Speaker in name only, Nancy Pelosi, is now asking her fellow members of Congress to rush through and authenticate this secret Soviet-style impeachment coup attempt. You have House members will now have to decide whether or not the corrupt, compromised, congenital liar Adam Schiff will get a green light to take his top-secret witch hunt public. Most lawmakers have not been allowed to attend the closed-door hearings, even view evidence, even review transcripts. Yet they'll now be asked to authenticate a phony closed-door process that they know very little about. Essentially, it is a vote. Be very clear, this vote tomorrow, this vote will be a vote for a process that is run by Adam Schiff. That guy is the single most corrupt, the biggest liar in Washington, D.C., in that sewer swamp, which says a lot. That guy spent 2+ years right there blatantly lying in public on TV, saying he has all the evidence of Trump-Russia collusion. You might remember some of these lies, because we had 4 separate investigations: the FBI investigation, House Intel investigation, bipartisan Senate investigation, and the Mueller report that contradict what he was telling us. Take a look.
There is already, in my view, ample evidence in the public domain on the issue of collusion, if you're willing to see it. If you want to blind yourself, then you can look the other way.
I could certainly say with confidence that there is significant evidence of collusion between